Behind the veil of religious teachings lies a shocking possibility that could call into question everything we've learned about Christianity. What if Jesus Christ and Lucifer are not enemies, as the church wants us to believe, but in fact the same being? The evidence for this theory doesn't just come from obscure sources. It can be found within the Bible itself and in many secret Christian texts and gospels that the church has systematically banned and destroyed throughout history. But why has the church gone to such lengths to eliminate these texts? Because if they revealed a deeper truth, the religious power structure would be gravely threatened. The question is, could it be that Jesus, who calls himself the light of the world and the morning star, is actually the same as Lucifer, whose name in Latin means light bringer and morning star? Or could it be that both had a shared mission? Indeed, Jesus explicitly declares himself the light of the world in John 8:12 and again in 9:5. In Revelation 22:16, he also calls himself the bright morning star. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give you this testimony. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright morning star. Meanwhile, Isaiah 14:12, often interpreted by biblical scholars as referring to Lucifer, states, "How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn." Both figures are thus described as powerful beings of light who came from the heavens and appeared on earth. Traditional Christianity views Jesus as the Son of God who came down to save humanity, while Lucifer is seen as the son of the dawn who fell to earth after attempting to overthrow God. But what if these two narratives are intertwined? What if they are both speaking of the same entity? To understand this connection, we must ask, what was Jesus really trying to save humanity from? According to the book of Ezekiel, Lucifer desired to ascend to the level of God. After the failure of his rebellion and his fall to earth, something strange happens. He tells humans that they too can become like God. This occurs in the story of the Garden of Eden, where God places two important trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God tells Adam he may eat from any tree except the tree of knowledge. But here arises a crucial question. Why would God forbid knowledge? This becomes even more significant when we consider the serpent's words to Eve. You will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Contrary to God's warning, they did not die immediately after eating the fruit. But could they really have become like God? In the Gospel of John, a startling connection appears. When the Jews accuse Jesus of blasphemy and say, "We are not stoning you for any good work, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, claim to be God," Jesus replies, "Is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods?" This reference to the divine potential of humans becomes even more important when we look at the secret book of John, a text so controversial that the church labeled it heretical and banned it. In this book, Jesus reveals that he was the one who caused Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. He says, "The tree they call the tree of knowledge of good and evil is the light of wisdom. God commanded Adam not to eat from it, but I caused them to eat." The connection between Christ and Lucifer becomes unmistakable here, and it's easy to understand why the church would be enraged by such a revelation. But why would Jesus urge them to eat from the tree of knowledge, seemingly in defiance of God's command? The answer leads to the boldest claim of this perspective. Like Lucifer, Jesus also intended to overthrow God. According to the secret book of John, the God of the Bible is not the true God, but rather a deceiver and liar. The real God is described as a pure divine mind dwelling in a realm of light known as the pleroma. All beings, including humans, are fragments of this divine mind. But the God of the Old Testament is portrayed as a dark and chaotic being, a false God who has usurped the title of the true God. He created a flawed material world and imprisoned our spirits of light within physical bodies to enslave humanity. In truth, we come from the divine mind, from a realm of absolute light, and we ourselves are divine. We are the real God. Yet this false God captured fragments of the divine mind, trapped them in earthly flesh, made us forget who we are, and commanded us to worship him as the one true God. The secret book of John continues. The demonic powers of the Creator God became jealous of the human, because his understanding surpassed even those who had created him, even beyond their chief. When they realized he was shining with light, they cast him into the lower depths of the material world, and decided to rebuild him, this time using earth, water, fire, and wind, all of which are matter, darkness, lust, and artificial spirit. These became his tomb, a new kind of body. They bound him in forgetfulness and condemned him to death. This perspective isn't unique to the secret book of John. The Apocalypse of Adam also reveals that Adam and Eve were originally a single divine being that the false god shattered and imprisoned in matter. In it, Adam says, "We were like the great eternal angels, for we were greater than the God who created us." Then that God, the ruler of the aeons and powers, divided us in his wrath and forced us to serve him in fear and slavery. This evil God made Adam and Eve forget their divine origin, because he knew that if they ate from the tree of knowledge, they would begin to remember the truth. Hence why he forbade it and said, "You will surely die if you eat from it." But in the Bible, the serpent, Lucifer, says, "You will not surely die. Instead, you will be like God." And in the secret book of John, Jesus says he was the one who caused them to eat, so that they would awaken from the sleep of death and be filled with the wisdom of divine light. These forbidden texts clearly state, Jesus Christ is not the son of the false creator God, but the son of the real God, the divine mind, the realm of pure light. He is a messenger sent from this true God, the child of light, whose mission is to awaken humanity to its divine nature and liberate it from the tyranny of the false god. And this description aligns astonishingly well with how Lucifer is portrayed in the Bible, as the morning star, light bringer, son of the dawn, who sought to overthrow the Old Testament God and bring a message of self-awareness and divinity to mankind. Has the Church deliberately labeled anyone who believed in the divine potential of humanity as evil to maintain its own power? The Gospel of Thomas reinforces this view. In it, Jesus clearly states that we come from the realm of living light and are true children of God. He says, if they ask you where you come from, say, "We came from the place where light originates. From the light itself we came into being, and we have been revealed in that light. When you come to know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will realize that you are the sons of the living Father." Even if we set aside the banned Gospels and look only at the official Bible, there is a stark contrast between the God of the Old Testament and Jesus Christ of the New Testament. The biblical God is often portrayed as jealous, vengeful, and warlike. He floods the whole world, accepts the sacrifice of Jephthah's virgin daughter, and kills all the firstborn of Egypt, human and animal alike, just to intimidate Pharaoh. He is a God obsessed with death and destruction. By contrast, Jesus brings a message of love, forgiveness, and peace, in direct opposition to the Old Testament teachings. He says, "You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, if someone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other also." This difference was so vast that many early Christian groups concluded that the Old Testament God wasn't the true God. Groups like the Marcionites, Sethians, and Cainites believed he was a malevolent being. Others, like the Valentinians, viewed him as a lower, flawed God. But when the Roman Church established official orthodoxy, it banned these views, destroyed all opposing texts, and persecuted those who believed in them, labeling them as heretics. The Gospel of Judas offers more clues. In it, Jesus says to his disciples, "You are the ones who offer sacrifices at the altar. You have seen. That is the God you serve." He reveals that his disciples don't truly know who he is, and that their followers will be misled. When they say, "Master, you are the Son of our God," Jesus replies, "How do you know me? Truly I say to you, no generation of people among you will know me." Jesus then privately calls Judas aside to reveal secret knowledge about the mysteries no human eye will ever see. He describes a vast and infinite realm, with a great invisible spirit that no angel has ever seen, no heart has understood, and that has never been named. From this spirit a luminous cloud appeared, and a great self-generated angel, the God of light, emerged from the cloud. This is the beginning of true creation, not from the material world, but from the realm of light. So Jesus, the light of the world, who calls himself the morning star, is the child of the real God, not the son of the false creator God. He came from the realm of light, a messenger of the divine mind. In this sense, he is a child of light, just as Lucifer is called the son of the dawn. Both share the same goal: to overthrow the material God and liberate humanity from spiritual ignorance. And still, the Gospel of Thomas repeatedly emphasizes the view that humans are beings of light, and that by understanding their true nature, they can attain divinity. Putting all this evidence together leads to a profound question. Could Jesus Christ and Lucifer actually be the same being? Did official Christianity deliberately distort the image of Jesus and demonize Lucifer to suppress the idea of divine potential in humans? This view proposes they are not two separate historical figures, but two faces of the same archetype. An archetype of a being who has understood the true nature of reality, become awakened, and chosen to share this awareness with humanity, so that humans may also realize their own divinity. This archetype is a bringer of light, a child of light, whether we call him Lucifer or Christ. This is what Lucifer represents. This is what Christ represents. They are one, and their message is both radical and clear. Open quote, "Don't worship God, become God." Thank you so much for staying with me through this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support me, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video if you found it interesting, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. That's all for now. Until the next video, farewell.